What's up, everybody watching on a computer, smartphone, tablet, or TV? This is Andy, and today I have a surprise video for you all, as I am going to be doing something interesting based on something that MTAProdigy did, and he did a very good job with his video. Quickly mentioned that on the Port Washington branch regarding Broadway and Murray Hill. I'm going to be doing Auburndale. This is my background I use when I'm in Auburndale. Well, it's going to be permanent if I want to do a video outside here in Auburndale. But yes, welcome to Auburndale, everyone. This is going to be the Auburndale Summit. I took some clips today of the area around the train station, and of course the main drag along Northern Boulevard. It's a really interesting video. I think you guys are going to like it. So without further ado, let's go to the properly edited clips from today. Hello everyone, and welcome to the Auburndale Summit. I figured this is an inspiration thanks to my fellow YouTuber MTAProdigy, who did a terrific job with other fellow YouTuber Mocha18. He did a fantastic job with the Broadway and Murray Hill station tours. Of course, many of you know I call my tours summits. So first up, we are going to start off with what makes Auburndale great, Oznam Hall, the building that I work in. I'm not going to get into it more wholeheartedly here, but we're going to walk along here, and I'm going to take you to the area around Station Road. I'm pretty much doing this video a little bit backwards today. Now we're going to walk to another important part of this area, which is the school. Now, I forget the name of the school right now, but school is in session today because it was Rosh Hashanah back on Monday, and I know the schools were closed for Rosh Hashanah. But today is September 12th, and schools are, of course, in session today here in New York City. So here's the school right here. We are at 201st Street and 42nd Avenue. I'll get you the name of the school as we're walking by here. But I know tomorrow many schools in New York State are going to be hosting polling sites for the New York State primary tomorrow for the governor's race. The Democrat right now, Andrew Cuomo battling Cynthia Nixon. We have a heated contested Attorney General's race. There are about 4 people running for that seat right now to replace Eric Schnaneman. We have, of course, my nail biting in District Number 11 for State Senate. We have actually a Democratic primary challenger for Tony Avila, John Liu. And then, of course, Vicky Palladino taking on Tony Avila. But I think I just wanted to get into it. So this is PS 130. That's the name of the school. And again, very important part of this area. So we're going to cross over here on Francis Lewis Boulevard. And I figured down there is a medical building. I'll show that. And also down the street is PC Richard and Son. I'll try to get that on camera later on. Probably when I go out for lunch, because I'm not due to clock in until 11 o'clock on my shift, because right now it's 10 o'clock, so I pretty much have an hour to film. But yeah, there's PC Richard and Son. I'm not going to be able to zoom in because it wouldn't make sense to show it from that direction, but I think we can get a good view of it from here. And of course, this is the area of Northern Boulevard facing southbound. In this area, you have to go into the left turn only lane to make a left to go onto Northern Boulevard. But there's PC Richard and Son, and then there's the famous pizza shop. I forget the name of it, but I'll show you guys later in the second part as I'm walking to get lunch. So this is where I normally would get the Q76, but if I were to take the 76, it would only be if I had to get the subway in Jamaica. That would be the only time I would do it. Has a big True Value truck, and the reason why I'm saying that right now is because Rain Dew is up the street by 35th Avenue. There are a couple stores up the street, which again, we're not going to do in this video today because that's just too far of a walk. Because I know for a fact that as we're going to the Auburndale Train Station today, it is only about a 10-minute walk to get over to Station Road and show you all the Auburndale Train Station. There's some nice houses around here on Francis Lewis Boulevard. I see a construction truck up ahead. They're probably, I can show you guys. There's a construction truck up there. And I think they're fixing the bridge, which, if you're not familiar with Auburndale, in a way, I'll quickly go into it. Ooh. Sorry about that, folks. I thought I might have seen a homeless person hanging around the park. Which, again, in this area, it would be very creepy. Anyhow, before I went off topic, there is a important part to this. This is, of course, along the Port Washington branch. And, of course, once again, in the card right now, I'm going to leave it. MTAProdigy did a very good job with his video at Murray Hill and Broadway. But I'm doing Auburndale, of course, because this is the area where I work at. Look at this, folks. Guess who put this camera here? We all know who to point the finger at. That's right, our wonderful DOT Commissioner, Holly Trottenberg. Who, by the way, is also on the Long Island Railroad Board. If I'm wrong, I definitely know she's on the New York City Transit Board. So we're coming up the Station Road. And again, here are the workers, and this is the bridge. And look, there goes an eastbound train to Port Washington. That is an M7. There it goes. I'm assuming it's about 10 cars from where I'm going to make out from here. And up there is, of course, Pizzarama. I don't think I'm going to be able to zoom it in, but there's Pizzarama right there. They have decent prices for a couple slices. Over here is Northern Building Supply Incorporated. They've been here for many, many years. Many years. I'm going to quickly go into my background of Auburndale as well. Not just with me working at Oznam for the past 3 years. And again, I'm only allowed to film the outside of the building. That's it. You can't bring any cameras inside of the building because they have a very strict code of people filming without, a special permit. Pretty much you need to get a permit from them. You have to sign some paperwork, and if you want to film inside, the family member of the resident has to agree to it, but a lot of complicated stuff. But as I was trying to say, I'm originally from this area. I lived about a block away from Rocky Hill Road, which is where I would normally walk to get the Q31. But lately what I've been doing is, because I just don't want to walk on Francis Lewis Boulevard, I just take the Q12 or the Q13 to get over to my bus stop for the Q31. If I was still living around here, I could be home in 15 minutes walking. I would have no choice but to walk on Francis Lewis Boulevard, or I can just walk on 201st Street? No, 202nd Street. That's where I can walk by. But, yeah, pretty interesting to say the least. How I've gotten familiar with this area, because again, I am from here. Because as I just said, I lived literally a block away from Rocky Hill Road before me and my parents moved to Fresh Meadows back in 2005. So officially, February next year will make 14 years since me and my parents moved from here in Auburndale to Fresh Meadows. Now, I will tell you all, I did live east of Francis Lewis Boulevard, about a few blocks away from Francis Lewis Boulevard. To give you an idea, I lived pretty much right by Systematic. If you don't know what Systematic is, they are a heating and plumbing supply company. They also do air conditioning repairs as well. They came to my house back in June to fix my air conditioner, my central air upstairs. So, if you really want to get into my background, I would say that that's how my familiarity with Auburndale has grown over the years, thanks to, of course, Systematic, and of course me living here the first almost, I would say, 9 years of my life in Auburndale before moving to Fresh Meadows. And the only reason why I don't do a Fresh Meadows Summit is because there's no train stations to do or anything like that. All we have are 5 bus lines. The Q17, the Q30, Q31, Q46, and Q88. That's all we have in Fresh Meadows. And don't get me wrong, they go to where you need to go. You can go to the Long Island Railroad, you can go to Flushing, you can go to Jamaica, you can go to Kew Gardens, technically, if you want to transfer to the Q10, I believe it is, the Q37 routes in Kew Gardens. But I would rather be in an area where mass transit is just accessible. So now we're in the main downtown of Auburndale. So first up here is Cherry Hill Incorporated. They are a hair salon. The spa is right here. Then you have a gym. And you have a pharmacy. This is a small downtown. I like what we went to in Cedarhurst last week. Taekwondo gym. Cleaners. And then you have this place. It's a bodega, sort of. I forget the name of it right now, but I think they are open. I know they open early. I can get you the name of it as we're walking by. I am going to get you all a name. Just a heads up, further down on 192nd Street, there are a couple things on Northern Boulevard, which again, I don't want to get into in this video because, you know, then it would be really in-depth. I just don't have time today with me going back to work in about, I would say, again, at the clock in by 11, so I have to, of course, plan my time accordingly. Here's McCabe's. They've been here for a while. And then catering for all occasions. I think it's called Fresh. Again, I can't get you a name, but yeah, this is pretty much a small supermarket, which of course you have stuff you can buy there, of course. And then look at this, auto repair body shop. They've been here for a while too. So now our main segment of this video, well, pretty much the main segment before I show you a quick part 2 of what's to eat around Oznam Hall, of course. Here are your ticket machines. Here is the elevator, which we're going to get on board the elevator in just a second. So, next train to Penn is coming at 10:29. So it looks like we might actually be doing some rail fanning today. So that's going to be fun. Because as we were coming up, there was an eastbound train that was going to Port Washington. So we are going to get on the elevator right now. Can't figure out what the elevator is, but as we close the door, epic fail. Well, I think that lady wanted to get on board. Oh, thank goodness. But I wanted to go into the background very quickly. So this elevator, they did some work on it back in the spring. Here's, of course, the signage. And there you go. So this is an elevated platform. I will quickly go into that. It's nothing like Murray Hill or Broadway, where those stations are on ground level. Murray Hill, what MTAProdigy did was a ground level station. So was Murray Hill. But the catch is Broadway and Murray Hill do not have elevators. Broadway has a ramp for the handicap, and Murray Hill has nothing, which I'm still annoyed about. And I agree with Mocha. This station only gets hourly off-peak service to Penn. The next train won't be here until 10:29 a.m. 10:29. Do you know how much of a big deal that is? Very annoying if you ask me. Now, so we'll quickly walk around here. This is a wide platform. Very wide. Sort of reminds me of the Babylon branch in a way. But look at this. No brickwork. None at all. They get steel. Now this sort of looks a little chipped, but a little paint job would be necessary. Get rid of all this mold around here. There's about like 4 people on the bench waiting for the westbound train to Penn Station right now. And we'll quickly go into the waiting room and see if there's air conditioning. Oh my God, it stinks in here. And there's some graffiti. Literally, you know what this reminds me of? That's right. It reminds me of the waiting room in Hicksville. The old one. Before they renovated it. It was graffiti everywhere. Ooh, we got a puddle over here. This is dangerous. Somebody could be waiting for the train and they don't want to step in the puddle, and all of a sudden it would be a catastrophe. But there are more people waiting for the train. So that's a good sign that, you know, the station does get busy. So, you know, that's a good sign. Which again, normally Auburndale is a very widely used station. And hopefully within the next 4 years, when we get East Side access, hopefully there'll be more frequent service here and we'll get service to Penn and Grand Central. So yeah, it's about 10:25 right now, and the train to Penn is coming in about, I'm trying to get you a time here, in about 4 minutes. And by the way, I am noticing up here, there is a nice breeze. There is a very nice breeze. Just a heads up, this train will be stopping at Murray Hill, but does not stop at Broadway. This does not stop at Broadway. Which again, I wish all trains were local. Oh, here's the announcement. Alright, so the 10:29 train to Penn Station is coming in 3 minutes. Very negative thing I'll show you guys. This is not a JBL speaker. And at New Hyde Park, they have a JBL speaker. I don't know why we can't get JBL speakers here. I really don't. Especially how, again, this is an area that has seen a rapid uptake in people's incomes increasing. This used to be a blue-collar area. And then all the doctors moved in, all the Wall Street professionals moved in, all the teachers got higher salaries, and that's why you're seeing the income rate of $90,000 in this area. I'll quickly go into it. Ooh, look at this. We have an epic fail. Yeah, one of the tiles are missing. That's not good. It's what you can't make this stuff up. And again, when Mocha's right about something, she's right. This part of the Port Washington branch is neglected. It really is. Bayside doesn't have this mess. How come Bayside gets a better train station? Oh, that's right, because it's a frequent area, and the downtown still has businesses that deserve half-hourly train service. Meanwhile, an area like this, which again, you have Oznam Hall. Oznam Hall, a major nursing facility for elderly residents. This area deserves better. It really does. I don't know why we can't get half-hourly service here. Especially for the workers who come from the city. Because I know some of them take the 7 and they're sick and tired of not having the accessibility of not taking the Long Island Railroad. Because again, it's only hourly service here. Yeah, so more people are coming here, which is a good sign. So I want to get you what the train's going to look like, because that will end the first part of the segment, because Our second part will be the main drag along Northern Boulevard, east of Francis Lewis, and close to the Clearview if I can get near there. But yeah, here's another shipping wood tie here. Surprisingly, we don't have a third rail, which down there and up there, eastbound and westbound. But I just wish this area, and I'll say this again, needs better treatment. We deserve half-hourly service here. It's not fair how we get an hourly service right here. Ooh, take a look at this. Someone left their toy on the tracks. That's not going to cause a track fire now, will it? Yeah, so it's 10:29 right now, and here's the question. Where's the westbound train to Penn? Because again, there's people literally going on the platform right now waiting for westbound service to Penn Station. It better not be an issue. Let's see if it's coming. Yeah, I don't see it. There might be an issue. Looks like it's going to be running late. I don't know what's going on. If it does a switch problem, you know who to point the finger at. I'm not going to say her name in this video, but sometimes this does happen on the Babylon branch too. And I will go on the record, and I've had to wait for a train once at Belmore that was like 5 minutes late. I don't see it, so this is not a good sign. We may have a potential situation here at Auburndale Train Station this morning. Oh, speaking of which, here comes the train. Looks like this is going to be an M7. Because the eastbound train to Penn, which was the, I believe the 1021 train, not too sure, I can confirm it in the comments if anybody proves me wrong here, I can confirm it that way, but yeah. So here comes the westbound train to Penn Station, and it is coming. I quickly want to mention here, there's a nice breeze up here today. Even though it's humid, this sort of reminds me of the nice breeze you can feel along the Babylon branch. Alright, here we go. This train is pulling in very slowly. Normally it pulls in here very fast. It's like maybe 10 miles. Alright, here we go. I can confirm to you this is an M7, and the lead car is 7049. This train looks packed. I can already tell there's like a lot of people already on this train. And wait till you get to Murray Hill. It's going to be even more crowded. Because again, this is what happens when you have hourly service. And again, I agree with Mocha18. Here in Auburndale and here in Murray Hill, and there in Murray Hill, they deserve better. And so does Broadway. We need half-hourly service. It needs to be local at all times, not just during rush hour. So something's going on here. I'm wondering why isn't the train moving yet. There we go. There we go. And the back car is 7610. Also, I want to quickly mention something here. The power lines do not look crooked. Because again, we're in Auburndale, and we are in an upper class area. There are some blue collar people, yes, but I'm not in any mood to go down the steps, so we'll take one more glorious ride on the elevator. So the next train to Port Washington's coming at 10:45. That is the next train, but I'm not going to wait for it because I want to start walking back to Oznam, and sign in for my shift today, and I also want to go to the grocery store. Actually, just a second, take a look inside over there. We are going to take one more ride on the elevator, because I'm not in any mood to take the steps until I get to my building. In my building, the steps are not bad. Oznam has very good steps. I go on the record and say that. So there's this phone number here to let you know when the elevator is out of service. And what do you expect? More people want westbound service to Penn from here. Can you blame them? No, because there's more free parking available around here than any other station along this branch. That's why people use this station. And again, if people are going to look for parking, and I said this earlier, with regards to more frequent service, then why aren't we getting more frequent service here? Explain that to me. That's why. So that will end the first part. I'm going to do the second part during my real lunch break, which again, I only am in the building for an hour because I have to do something important with the residents, and then I can take my lunch, and then I do more important stuff in the afternoon with the staff. But yeah, that will end this first part of today's video. So stay tuned for part 2. So this is part 2 of the Auburndale Summit. So as you're clearly seeing right now, we are going to Northern Boulevard very shortly. We're going to go east of Francis Lewis Boulevard, which is another important main drag here in Auburndale. So first up, this is of course PC Richard & Son on Francis Lewis and Northern Boulevard. Over here is the main bus stop for the Q12, Q13 bus, which a lot of my co-workers use that stop. Down there, if we can zoom in, is TD Bank. Trees are covering it, so that's... Yeah, here's a sign for TD Bank. There's a Chase down the street, and there is a Rite Aid right by 193rd Street, I think. So, zoom in. Here's the library. Here is North Shore Diner. They've been here for many years. And here is the Q76 bus stop, which also, majority of the time, most of my co-workers use that to get to the subway. Here is Famous Fantana Pizza. They've been here for many years. And right here is the Q12 picking up passengers. So we're going to walk past it now. I want to quickly mention, this bus looks dirty. Yeah, 7411. So we got that on tape today. Another epic fail for College Point Bus Depot. That was actually a College Point bus. I saw it on the sign. It wasn't a Casey Stengel. If it was a Casey Stengel, I apologize, everyone. But yeah, here's Genesis Auto. They've been here for a long time. And of course, you have other medical buildings. There's one on Francis Lewis. And further down on Francis Lewis, there's a brand new Dunkin' Donuts that opened up about, I would say, maybe a few months ago. I'm not too sure. So I'm going to walk around this Ford as we go along here. But this is Northern Medical Plaza. Another office building, another medical building, 4401. This is Youth Cafe. It's one of those Asian places. I think it is. I'm not too sure. Oh, check this. This is a vacancy. I remember this place. This used to be a clothing store called Camp. I remembered. And then you have this place. It's Asian too. A lot of these places around here are Asian. Just heads up. And I quickly want to show you. Down there is a church. So there are a lot of churches around this area. And I did mention the library as well. And I also mentioned again further down you have the banks and more of them, and then CVS. I think further down there's also a pet store. So here is Loving Touch Acupuncture. Another frequent vacancy. Then you have Kidney Care over here. And you have a Japanese place, which I think they are closed right. Oh, I think somebody's in there. Okay. Island Services. So this is another office building. Spiro Electric. Oh boy. Remember this? I've highlighted this before. The new cafe over here, Sabor de Menguan. Look at this. Due to a personal matter, we continue to be closed. We apologize for any inconvenience. We will resume activities at our earliest. And remember, I mentioned it before in other videos. That used to be a deli I would always walk into, but they closed last year. And again, I was rudely shoved off by an Asian guy last year. I don't even know what his name is, but... You have Star Hyundai, Star Kia in this area. This is one of the used car lots that they own around here. Coming up will be 7-Eleven and McDonald's, which of course my childhood treasures. And of course, being used to this area, of course. This is going to be a long light. I don't know if anybody's coming, but we'll check. Normally nobody comes. We can go across the light anyway. Let's see. Yeah, no one's coming, so we're clear. We really want to continue walking because there's a lot to show you. Another used lot. And again, here's Star Kia, pretty sure. They also have other models. A lot of luxury models. Yeah, here's a BMW right now, 2016 model with no plate, so I can show you that. Let's just figure out what this one is. Yeah, this is... Ah, boy. I'll be careful. If the plate's there, I can blur it out or just edit it. So here's 7-Eleven. It's been here for many years. Many years in this area. Here's a sign, of course. And then you have more businesses around here. More businesses. And then here is McDonald's, which just renovated a few months ago. And I really like the new look McDonald's. Every time I walk in here, oh boy, somebody was just speeding. Yeah, because the speed limit here on Northern Boulevard is about, I believe it's 30. I'm not too sure, because I know Union Turnpike, the speed limit's 25 miles an hour, and on Francis Lewis Boulevard, I know it's 35 miles an hour. Francis Lewis Boulevard used to be 40 miles an hour, until, you know who put his 2 cents in. It's like, New Yorkers want this? I'll give what New Yorkers want. By the way, that BP, don't go in there. Try to zoom in. That BP is very bad. Owners are very rude. The gas is too expensive. And I'm going to mention this now. If you're anywhere along this drag and you're going east, just get your gas in Great Neck. Get your gas in Great Neck because they charge same price cash or credit and it's a few dollars less. So this is going to be a new office building. And we're going to walk close to the Clearview Expressway because that's how far I'll take you guys. If you go further east, is a Staples. And then there is a diner. I forget the name of it right now. I think it's called North Shore Diner. Not North Shore, right, that's back there. It's called the Bayside Diner. Now I remember. And then you have YII, which is up the street as well, which takes you right into Bayside. Once you're past Oceana Street, you're pretty much leaving the area around Auburndale. Here's Pep Boys. My dad goes in here all the time. He was just here last week repairing his car. This is, of course, the AT&T Shopping Center. We'll zoom in. So here it is, the Vitamin Shopping Subway. And then further down, we can zoom in. That's our Toyota. And once again, you go further down again. Staples is down the street. Staples has been there for many years. That guy didn't yield. Unbelievable. And he's turning into McDonald's. I'm not going to get my 2 cents in. Again, I have to get back to work anyway, but I'll quickly go into it as I'm walking into McDonald's. So, Star Toyota has controversy because they park around residential areas, their cars, and the residents are very annoyed. They always will be. And honestly, they always talk about it in our newspapers. The Chronicle, the Tribune. forget the other one right now. Anybody can let me know. Quickly want to mention, I go in here all the time for my $1 soda, which I'm walking in McDonald's right now to get my Diet Coke very shortly. But as I was mentioning before, Star Toyota is really a pain to deal with around here because they park their cars everywhere and the people get annoyed. I understand why. And I really wish the residents around here will continue to fight, because I used to live around here, and even though they never parked on my street, which again, I was right by Rocky Hill around here, they gotta keep fighting up for their territory. And one quick note, we are on 204th Street, and this is a very important thing because my vet is actually right down the street, Bayside Veterinarian, even though it really should be called Auburndale Veterinarian, but you know, they can't get the geography right here. So that's going to conclude the Auburndale Summit. I hope you all enjoyed the video. Stay tuned again for exciting content. I know this was a surprise. I didn't expect to do this, but I figured, you know, as we still are in summer technically, and summer really doesn't end until 2 weeks from Sunday, I figured, you know, might as well do it before the cold weather gets in. So once again, stay tuned. Sears and New Hyde Park will be next week. Hicksville area update will be 2 weeks from today. So I'm really looking forward to doing that, and of course picking up Solo on Blu-ray at Target, so that should be fun too. I already got my tickets today to Auburndale for Long Island Railroad. And I'll quickly mention it. The beginning of October, and I'll mention it in the walk and talk, we are going to do the East Williston Summit. So I wanted to get Oyster Bay Branch out of the way before we do Babylon Branch Stations next month, and all the stuff I'm going to do in October. So that's going to wrap up the Auburndale Summit. Thank you all for watching. Once again, fun, exciting content's coming later this month. So the next video, everyone, please take care.